Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory as we are riding along our coal line here towards the base. Added a couple new things, one of them being there was a couple limestone nodes over here, so I just threw down a simple constructor on it with a cargo container as I didn't want to continue to have to run back to my other limestone nodes in order to get any concrete. So there would be a few spots around the world where I could just grab concrete, which will make my life much easier. As well, as you can see from the top there, I went on a scouting expedition and threw down some beacons all over the place. So I mapped out, there's some normal irons over there, some iron impures, some copper, limestone, more copper and iron. I basically just found nodes and map them out. We're running into our little coal buffer, you know, just in case I have a disruption of resource input. I've got a little bit of coal here ready to be available. Also, this entire line here is now conveyor belt Mark II, so I am getting the most amount of coal I can right now because we are going to need it. We are going to be working on getting the next level of stuff here. And that is going to require, what is it here? Foundries. To be able to make steel. Now, I haven't really done much of the math beforehand for this, because I'm just going to, let's just wing it and see what we can do. But something I have done the math on is I actually screwed up over there with our rotor factory that we made. I don't need that much iron. I totally just spaced on the fact that rod constructors don't need 30 per minute. They only need 15. So I'm actually only requiring half that amount of iron. So we're going to be able to divert half that iron off to the side and combine it with some overflow coal. Now, these coal power generators here require 15 per minute at maximum burn. So if I'm getting 120 coming in per minute, you can divide that by 15 into 8. So that means in total I can run 8 of these, which is what we have now, at maximum efficiency. However, because we are not using our 600 megawatt capacity, we're not anywhere near it, thankfully, we're actually not using all of the coal. And by just doing an overflow, what we can do is while we are below our 600 megawatts, we can actually just have any excess coal come off the end of this factory, and we can come down and run it over to there where we can set up some steel production. I'm going to leave this section open here, maybe to add more power generation if we ever get a second coal line in here. But in the meantime, we can take this conveyor belt and we can run it over to this area over here as we are going to do some steel. And of course, highly temporary here, as we're just running a conveyor belt out in the middle of nowhere, but that is okie doke, as everything I do here is an experiment. And we'll get it to around here, and then I'll just leave that there for now. So I need to expand out this platform so I have somewhere to build my steel factory, along with I need to rebalance the inputs over here. Out of concrete? No worries. Concrete is here. Hence why I built these places, so I can have concrete available to me wherever I may need it. Yes. Build these platforms so quickly. And this will be plenty of room. So, if we take a look here, rods 15 per minute, output 30 per minute. How did I screw that up? So, what we need to do is actually rebalance this entire thing here. Now, these smelters are fine. I just may need to reposition them slightly, because I don't really want to move the constructors. They're all properly aligned. I can just move these smelters back a little bit and rebalance it. So we only need half of them. So what I could do is, instead of splitting out this way and this way, I could literally just take this guy offline, or just take his ore and send it off this way, and run these guys on just the ore from this one. Bring it back here, and then split once, split twice into all of these, and that would be it. And then they could just run off that ore. So I'm actually going to set these at 15 per minute, 50% clock. Easier than removing them. We'll just change their speeds here. And we shall reposition all these input lines. And I think I want to take this guy and dropped a container. It's because I'm picking up all the ores as well. That is annoying. Yeah, just get rid of those ores. And we will turn him 90 degrees. So that way, we're going to get a little bit more room to do my splits. To go into these guys here. And get all that out. Get that. And we'll do the same thing with this guy. We'll turn him 90 degrees. So then from him, we want a splitter right off of him immediately. Come on, line me up there. Good. Splitter like that. And then we'll put a splitter here and a splitter, say, here-ish. Don't need to make this perfect. And bada boom. You'll go into there. You will go into there. And you'll go into there. And then just repower this. And with this creating its 60, it'll go out of here 50, it'll go 30 30, and then 15 15, and then these are at their 15 per minute. So they're balanced. We're running all of these off of this one, which leaves this guy completely free and open to go and send his off this way to go into a steel factory. Oh, I'm so excited. And then this guy, we can take away half of his stuff. So actually that splitter might have been in the right spot there, but what we need to do is immediately split. And then, let me just clean this up here so I can rerun these lines in a moment. We need to immediately split once we come out of them. Like that. And then immediately split again. Right here. So we're going to have 30 going into him. Wait, 60 going into him, right? Yeah, 60 per minute. Then 30 going this way. 15 going this way. And 15 coming out. And going into here. And this guy will be down at 15. So we're going to have a 60 line and a 30 line, which will be right here, available for us to work on in our steel factory. And we didn't even have to build any more iron nodes. We just rebalanced something that I had screwed up earlier, pretty much. We'll just bring this guy out a little bit here, centered it, and then just bring him nice and centered and straight. Actually a little bit off-center.
No.
Must be perfect. Get rid of this excess copper ore, or iron ore, and beautifully centered. Or is it? Oh god, I don't even care anymore. There. Okay. So, now to experiment of what we need to do in order to get the smeltery functioning. Because we're going to have our coal coming in here, and it's whatever excess coal is not being used up by the power grid. So as long as we are below our 600 here, we are essentially using like 40% of our coal and not using 60%. So if we think about that in terms of the 120, we're using 40% of 120, so we're using like 50 of it. We should have maybe 70-ish coal per minute available to us at the moment. But we shouldn't like think that we're always getting 70 something. Because as I add more stuff to the base, and as things just get more power to them, then that available coal will go down. Which is unfortunate, but it's just what we have right now. If we take a look at the foundry, steel needs 45 coal and 45 iron. So we have a 30 line and a 60 line. So we have 90. What is 90 divided by 2? 45. Oh, it's so bloody convenient. So we can run 2 of these things. Okay, so let's run 2 of these things. Let's set them up over where? I guess right there for now. Right over here with the iron. So we'll take these 2 bits of iron here. I'm just going to move this around a little bit. Get rid of that excess. Bring this out to here. Bring this down this way to meet up with this iron. So we have a line of 60 and a line of 30. We will do a merge, which will give us a line of, let's make sure that's all there. Got a boom. Line of 90. So out of this, we'll actually have to use Mark IIs, but just for a tiny moment, because then we'll split it back right here. Just a step later, we just have to use Mark IIs for just this little section, and then we'll go back to 2 Mark Is, because it'll be 45 after we split it. And we need our production foundry. Excellent. And I am going to give myself a top-down view. I love just being able to plop one of these lookout towers down. It makes life so much easier. Okay. So, the inputs from here, we shall do... Let's see. Let's do it... I'll leave myself a little bit of room, just because I'm also going to have to bring over the coal line along here, and then probably lift it up and over, and then we'll have to deal with it. So I'll put this guy down there, and you down there. And we'll take this conveyor belt and bring it in. Oh no, it needs to be one further. one further than it can be. Nice. And go into there. So it'll go into the far one. The same way that this one here will go into the far one. And that way I just need to bring the coal up and over the middle, drop it down in the center, and then I can split it right here. Wonderful. So we'll set these both to steel. And plop down a power pole, which we should have a connection. Yep, off of that one. Get these guys powered up. And let's go get our coal over here. We'll just line it up here. And bring it on down. Bring it on downtown. As we get it there. And then we just need to bring it up a level. Here. Boom. Up. To there. And we'll go up. Because then I'll go over to here. The power pole will be in the way. We'll move the power pole. It's so quick to pick up and move stuff in this game. It is so nice when you're building. What I want is a splitter right here. And we'll do one right here as well. This is a Mark 1 here. Nope, that should be a Mark 2. That'll go down like that. That'll get upgraded to Mark 2. That'll go down like that. The reason being is that we actually do have a little bit of extra here if we wanted to. We could send this out this side and then wrap it around and do more with it if we needed to. So that way we can make even more steel. But we should have more than enough iron coming in, more than enough coal, hopefully. And now we are getting steel ingots. And we need more concrete. Gimme. Dun, 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 dun. Excellent. Now what the hell do we do with steel? I know that we need to do some things. What in the constructor? Steel pipes is 30 per minute of steel to make pipes. And if you look at the advanced steel production in the top right, that's the next thing I need. It's 200 steel pipes. So this is giving me 45. This is giving me needs 30. So I can run 3. I'll take these two, merge them, and then split them into 3. Because I'll merge them into two 90 line, to a 90 line, and then I'll split them into 3 30 lines. Let's see. I can save a little bit here by... Oop, that's the wrong button. Control. There we go. I cut those back. I don't need those right now. Get myself a little bit of concrete. There we go. Saved some concrete. Okay. So let's do a merger. We'll slap that down right here. That's facing outwards. Out from you. And nope, that's a little wonky. So you are how much coming out? 45, we can just be Mark 1s. Okay, that's good. Oh no, it's in the way. Okay, merger can't be there. Merger has to be a little bit further out. Can I sample a merger from here? Right there. We'll go to there, which should be far enough. Alright. And there into there. Now we have a 90 line of steel, which then we'll immediately hit into a splitter. And I'm not sure if I could like put a splitter right against this and it'll just function. Let's try it. I don't know if that functions. Will stuff come out of there? Nope, I gotta connect them in between. Damn, that would have been actually kind of nice if stuff would just come out of there. I wouldn't have to put a Mark II in between. But since I need to, we do need to make that a Mark II, as it is a 90, so it's too much for our Mark Is. But then, I can split this into three constructors. Get this aligned here. 1, 2, and 3. And then this is because they are 30 each, right? No, wait. Am I doing this correctly? Yeah, 30 each. We'll be good. 2 45s to 90 to 3 30s. And I just need to power these. And actually put down 2 poles, why not? Make sure I have lots of power connections. Do this pole to this pole. This pole will get filled, but it'll go back to that pole. So that way I still have open power right here. Wonderful. Pipes, pipes, and pipes. And then we can just trip storage container here. I mean, nothing fancy about that. It is what we need to stockpile. Making 20 per minute. Get rid of that excess coal there, and there you go. We're making steel. And we didn't sacrifice any of the production from over here. All this stuff should still be functioning at peak efficiency. And it looks like everything here is still flowing. This thing is still making rotors. These rotors are still as happy as you could ever be. Which, this makes me happy. I was able to reposition some of my power here, and it just worked out nicely. I can't believe I was spending so long thinking about all of this end of it, all of the iron rods and how they were all going to merge and split and stuff like that in order to get my 510 rows and my 40 row and all that kind of stuff. And then I just completely just spaced on the concept that, oh yeah, I actually don't need like hundreds and hundreds of input. I just need a bit of input comparatively. He's such a good little miner. You are working away for me. Ah, this is excellent. Okay, so that is a basic steel factory. And it doesn't seem like it says it needs 30 per minute, but is that staying steady? If I take that steel out and get rid of it, is this nicely balanced? It gets to 3, it makes its thing, it should get to 6, and then back to 3. And then it gets up to 6, right as this thing builds. Oh, even so, it seems to stockpile a little bit, because this is when it's going to get to 8. So I don't know, why is that? Maybe, like, these machines are, like, slightly faster than they say they are? Because this says it's going to go 45 per minute, which will mean that this is 45, this is 45, so this has to be 90, and because it's splitting into 3, these have to be 30. but it's stockpiling. I don't know why. Could it just because this thing is got extra in it? I wonder. If I take that out, like there's just extra in the system. So therefore, because of that, there's just more going down these lines than is expected. I need to clear it out. Clear out all of the steel that's on the tracks for a bit and have it be fresh. You know what I mean? And then everything will be properly balanced. Because then there wouldn't be any sort of load. Okay, so this thing has stopped its production. Clear that out because there's 3 coming right now, and that'll make it go. So now it's producing. Makes 1. One, 2, 3. It's producing 1 from scratch. And it should just barely get to 6. Boom, it starts another one. I don't know. It seems to be working now. Ah, whatever. It's functioning. We've already got a bit. Wow. Jeez, we already have a lot here. 83? 80 something? We only need 200 to get to this thing, which we already have. Nice! We can go and dash back over to the hub and actually get advanced steel production today. But that was fast. Similar to how I did the calculations for I can only have 8 coal with the amount of coal that I have. I actually had to run a second water line because a single water line can only handle 6.6 repeating coal at maximum, because these are 300 at maximum and they take 45 at maximum. So 300 divided by 50, which is an easier number to divide by, is 6. So 45 means there's just a little bit of a remainder there. So what I did is I ran a second line, and each one of these right now is covering 4 of them. So that is good. But also it means up at the top, instead of them coming out of the same line, they're actually, one of these is coming out of one of the extractors, and the other one is coming out of the other extractor. So they're completely 2 separate systems, essentially, just running parallel. But, hey, they are working, which is all I can really ask for these days, is stuff to just function. And what I really should start doing is taking some of this extra stuff that I've been producing. Like, look at these lines, they're all stopped up. It's because the storage containers I have for the end products are actually full. Everything's just full because I left the game running on overnight. I should start getting tickets. So that'll probably be the other thing we do today, is get an awesome sync and get that building and doing something. And we'll drop in these 200 rods. Woohoo!
Milestone reached. Improved miner included to double extraction rates and improve efficiency of new pipelines. A collection of new, more complex parts is now available for crafting. An additional project part can now be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is now possible.
Miner Mark II! Yeah, baby! Oh, this is excellent. It needs more materials, though. It needs infused industrial beams, which are 4 of whatever those are and 5 concrete. So I can't even make these yet. I wonder if I can make them manually. Let's grab another milestone, which will be... I don't really care much for hypertubes yet. Probably Logistics Mark III is probably the more important for me. So we'll grab that milestone. We'll get that portion of it done right away. And go grab some more concrete, because we can always use more concrete. But we can get Mark II miners. That is excellent, which means, like, we can redesign a lot of our stuff here. I don't know if I'm going to actually do that for a lot of this. Like, these Mark I miners, they're all properly load balanced to that factory. I would have to essentially rebuild the entire factory to think about Mark II miners. So I'm probably not going to do that. What I am probably going to do, the first one I'm going to do it for is the coal. Because then instead of getting 120, I should be getting 240 if I'm not mistaken. And because that's a pure node down there. And I can get... Oh, I'll need then better logistics. Because these only handle 120. So I'll need logistics Mark III. But essentially I can take that coal and I can make it work harder for me. Which would be great. I can have more power from it and do all sorts of stuff. Okay. 100 of these steel pipes, easy. We're making those right now. What are these? Steel beams. Which is just more steel. Okay. Well, we can go expand our steel production a little bit here. Yeah, we can go expand steel production. I'll just drop off some of my collectibles here. I just don't want that fuel on me. And... excellent. Let's head on back. So... what else we got? Nothing else in here. Yeah, it doesn't look... okay. So, let's get an awesome shop going. This needs screws. And a sink. We've got plenty of stuff for that. Because what we'll do is we'll just take all of my things that I have here that I'm... you know, so look at all these lines. They're all backed up. Everything is all filled. Their storage containers over here. And, you know, the only thing that's really still running is smart plating. Because that is not filled yet. But it will be soon. But all these here are filled. So I can start running these into resource sinks. Just having these as a buffer. Which will be excellent. What did I need? Screws. Screws are upstairs. How do I get up there fast? We could probably leap from a lookout tower to get up there quickly. Yay! And I have this in here within the line, just act as a buffer. Grab those, and screws will fly out. So, what I think I can do is I'll just take all this iron stuff here and just run them out into the awesome sink. We'll just get one awesome sink for all these guys here. I'm going to place that from above so I can actually see what I'm doing. And we'll just merge them up and it'll just get some of the stuff. Because I don't want it to extract out stuff faster than I can build it. I just want to get some of my excess going into there. So I will merge these two. Merge these two. And then merge them again with Mark I belts. Those are both going at 60. Then we'll do Mark II belts into this thing, I guess. Mark IIs. Oh, that is incorrect. Mark II. Mark II. And then in the end, we could probably do a Mark III into this. But for now, it'll be a Mark II, which will give it some... brain isn't functioning. It'll give it a buffer. It'll like it's a rate limiter. The fact that it's only going to be 120 at max. So we're not going to draw down these reserves. These reserves should stay topped up. And then I believe I just need to power it, which I just need to find an empty power bowl from that, which I'll find there, and power it up there, power it up. And there we go. We are now getting coupons. And we're just alternating between plates and rods going into it. Which I think this is a decent rate. It's like a 1% per second. Yeah. Excellent. Our power is kicked on up, though. That's because all of these production lines that were stopped before are now all kicking back into gear again because we're drawing down their resources. Which, I mean, it's actually good. You might as well have all these resources actually being used rather than just sitting around and not doing anything. And if I have these resources that ever get too low, I can always change this into Mark 1 to rate limit it. $546 a minute. Nice. And the other thing would be an awesome shop, which I've got sort of a crafting alley here, so I can plop an awesome shop. Wait, which way does it go? Does it matter? I guess it doesn't. Okay. And I need to power it? I do not. What is in the awesome shop? Metal conveyor walls, door walls, windowed walls. Oh, various little attachments. Better, more varied foundations. A cart for 10 coupons. Railings. Statues. Oh, we are so getting the golden nut. That is... I got a golden nut all over this place. I'll just put like hundreds of them down. That'll be my ultimate goal. This is dumb. And I can just buy stuff? Oh, cool. I can just literally just buy steel beams for two coupons? So I don't even have to set up those production lines yet. I can just buy 2 steel beams with the steel beams I need for logistics here? Really? Well, this will be done as coupon by the time I run over and grab the steel rods from over here. And then I can just buy those steel beams and I'm good. Okie day. That is fine by me. Hell, that actually might be a little broken. Might be a little too easy then. If I can just purchase all these high-end materials just by pounding our way, getting a whole bunch of these low-end materials. Like, I wonder if that would be an actual strategy. You just get all of the raw materials, you craft it into whatever has the best ratio that's really simple. Like, really simple to make, but best ratio for points. And then just make, like, a ticket every couple seconds. And then just buy all the high-end materials you need. Never have to actually set up their production lines. Because now, yeah, print coupons. Thank you. And I can just go into here. And I've got a cart of... what? 2. Not enough coupons. Didn't I grab them? Do I have to, like, press the button here? Oh, I actually have to, like, pick them up and put them in my inventory. Huh. Oh, come on. You don't save my cart? Bye. Dude, okay. The awesome shop is gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna go heavy into awesome shop bullshit now. Like, that just seems too broken. Who needs to set up giant production lines and find more coal and stuff like that? Let's just put a whole bunch of basic iron stuff into an awesome shop and let the game run overnight. Break the whole thing here. Woohoo! And we can get that in there, and BAM! Logistics Mark III.
Milestone
See you later.
reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
Faster conveyor belt, 270 per minute. Conveyor lift Mark III. Stackable pipeline support. Organization has industrial containers. 48 slots. What do I need? I need steel beams for these. But you can see 2 inputs, 2 outputs. That is excellent. So what you could do is you can have all of your inputs going into these containers, and you can have like one container go from one input into the from one of its outputs into the input of the next container, and just sort of weave it back and forth, so you can create a buffer but leave a whole bunch of outputs available. And so you can then just pull from the storage whenever you need to, anywhere along the storage as well. And you would have priority. Things that are down near the beginning of the storage would always have the resources available because they're always getting it in fresh. With stuff at the end of the storage might run out. So you just have like whatever's the most important being in the different places. Excellent. Milestone, hypertubes, which I should just be able to go and buy some encased steel beams, right? Encased industrial beams. Who needs to actually, make those? Yeah, let's go get the parts for those. And then just like that, after waiting for a couple minutes, I've got my encased industrial beams. No need to set up any of that silly production line in order to make them. Who needs to do that? If we're just looking to get done a milestone, as our guy here is returning, we just need to do that. Boom. Get on out there again, dude.
Milestone reached. Fixit Incorporated has processed and incorporated frequent Pioneer requests for pipe-based personal transport.
Did I press the button so quickly that you didn't go?
Safe, aesthetic, adaptable, fun. Enjoy a view of your hard work as you soar through incredibly tight turns. Build them today. Note, Fixit Incorporated is not responsible for any harm caused by irresponsible use of this product.
Okay, what I'm totally going to do is I'm going to set up a hypertube entrance right here, and I'm going to have it go over up onto the top of the main base, and then from there, another hypertube over to the other side of the base. Oh yeah, that will be fun. Then I won't have to run over here anymore. I can just jump in the hypertube and just pop out up there. And I can build like a hypertube cannons next episode. But we are done. Tier 4. So the only thing left to do is see what the space elevator needs, and then probably just leave the game on overnight and buy it all with the shop. We have the smart plating in there. We need versatile frameworks, and we need automated wiring. So let's go take a look. Versatile frameworks and automated wiring. Can I just quickly plop down a shop here? What is that under? Yeah, special. Versatile frameworks, automated wiring. They don't have it here, so those I actually have to build, which sucks. I guess they don't want you totally skipping out on space elevator needs. So this is modular frames and those steel somethings, whatever they're called. And this is cable, and what is that? A stator? I believe that's what this thing's called. It's gonna be in production in the assembler. Yeah, stators. Which is going to be pipes and wires. Pipes and wires to make stators, then stators and cables to make automated wiring. And then to make frameworks, we're going to need modular frames and steel beams. And steel beams are going to come from a constructor that is using steel. So that is the next big setup. We're going to need those. So, not sure. I think next episode we'll set up hypertubes and just have fun with those for a while. And just experiment with hypertubes. And then the episode after that, we'll set up those 2 production lines. Or vice versa. I'm not sure which one I want to do first. Because I kind of need to get them done, set up first, so then they have time just to produce while I'm playing with hypertubes. So maybe that's the best choice. So next episode, we shall get versatile frameworks and automated wiring functioning. Probably just one assembler of each. I can just leave the game on overnight again to have them build. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. And good hunting out there, fellow pioneers.